They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, on Feature Friday, we'll be looking at sources for reference photos and a sneak peek at my next scratch building project on Ron's Trains and Things right now. Hi, I'm Ron of Ron's Trains and Things, and welcome to another Feature Friday. On Feature Fridays, I try to bring you resources, tips, and tools that can help you in your model building and model railroading efforts. We have something of a theme going right now here at Ron's Trains and Things, and that is the theme of scratch building and kit bashing. And today's feature is going to help you in those projects as well. Today we're going to talk about sources for reference photos that can help you in scratch building and kit bashing, as well as in weathering rolling stock and locomotives and just about any other kind of model railroading project. In my next modeling segment, I'm going to show you how to take those reference photos and turn them into a detailed set of plans or a mock-up that can help guide you as you go through the process of scratch building or kit bashing a structure. We live in a digital age in which we have a world of information at our fingertips in the form of the internet. So we're going to start over at the computer, and I'm going to show you some websites and some ways that you can search and find great reference photos to help you in scratch building structures, as well as weathering and painting rolling stock and locomotives, or just about any other kind of modeling project for your layout. So let's go over to the computer and take a look. When you start searching for reference photos, whether it be for rolling stock or locomotives or structure buildings, obviously the first place that you can do is just go to a Google and do a Google search. I don't need to show you how to do a Google search, but searching for the address, the name of a structure, the particular road name and reporting mark of a piece of rolling stock often can help you find photos very quickly that way. I would suggest when you do that to include in your search the word images. Sometimes you will come up with a list of images without doing that, but if you type images or photographs, it will take you immediately to a list of pictures that can help you in modeling those things. But let me show you some specific sites that will help you as you are doing your modeling, looking for reference photos. First, if you're looking for reference photos of locomotives or rolling stock, a great place to go is a website called railpictures.net. I will include a link to this in the description below and on a card at the end of this video. You do have to register on this site, but it is a free registration to get a username and password. And once you have that, you can scroll down here in the center of the page to this window that has search parameters where you can choose by locomotive type, by railroad, state, and locality of the picture, or by keyword. And I have one locomotive in my roster that is BNSF 803, and I'm going to use that just for my search parameter today. So I'm going to type in BNSF 803, and then I'm going to go to Find Photos. And it's going to bring me up a list of photographs. Now, many of these sites similar to this will give you some information about the picture. I like this site because it gives you lots of information about the picture. It gives you a description of where the picture is and what is happening, tells you about the railroad, the locomotive, the reporting marks, who took the picture, what rights you have or don't have to use it. And so I can click on these thumbnails and get pictures of BNSF 803. Now here's one that is an old Burlington Northern B unit numbered 803. Interesting picture, not the picture that I'm looking for, but it's an interesting picture anyway. But if I scroll down a little more, this photograph right here actually shows the locomotive that I'm interested in, BNSF 803, and it is leading a consist of intermodal cars. And a very nice picture, but a good picture there to get me a little bit in detail about how this locomotive is weathered, specifically on the conductor side here. And railpictures.net can be a great reference source for locomotives, also for rolling stock. They have some pictures of structures, depots, things like that. You can search for all of that in that site. Another similar source is a site called railroadpicturearchives.net, or the address is actually rrpicturearchives.net. Again, I'll provide a link to this in the description down below and on a card. You do have to register for this site also, but again, it's a free registration. And once you're registered, over here on the left, you can see this menu that takes you, or this link that takes you to their search page. And here you can search by keyword, or you can go to an advanced photo search and put in some more information. But I'm just going to put in my BNSF 803 again and see what comes up when I search for that on this page. And you get a list of thumbnails here also of pictures that meet the keyword parameters that you entered. Here, for example, is a locomotive BNSF 803. And as you see, this one is a former Santa Fe war bonnet unit that is pretty beat up, the paint job is. Interesting locomotive. Again, not the locomotive that I'm looking for. But if I scroll down again, right here, I get a picture of the locomotive that I'm interested in, BNSF 803, and this is a very nice picture from the engineer side of the weathering of this locomotive. This would be very helpful in helping me to weather that locomotive. And again, this site also has pictures of rolling stock, some structures, and so this is a good place to go to try to find reference photos. Another place that you can go is to the websites of existing railroads. For example, here's the Union Pacific website, and within their historical information on their website, they have this photo gallery. And here you can see headings of all kinds of different pictures that you can get, some historical documents, some historical maps. Down here at the bottom is my favorite part of this one, and that is a section called Structures and Yards, and they have this gallery of old Union Pacific Railroad depots. Now, this one is a favorite of mine, the Union Station in Kansas City. It's kind of close to home for me, but all kinds of pictures of Union Pacific depots historically. You can find some other pictures similar to this on this website. BNSF also has a website where you can find similar information, and I'm sure some other Class 1 railroads that are in existence today have similar resources available. If you're modeling a fallen flag, or if the railroad that you're modeling doesn't have that kind of information on a website, you can try a historical society. This is the website for the Santa Fe Railway Historical Society, and many times for historical societies, you may need to contact them to get physical copies of pictures or books that they have in their libraries and their archives. But some of them will have a website like this where they'll have some resources available online. And if you scroll down in this page for the Santa Fe Historical Society, you'll see there are some links to some photo galleries of motive power, rolling stock, and structures. And you can get some photographs here of depots and railroad-related structures historically that have served that railroad. So this is a great source as well. Now, my favorite source for finding photographs, reference photos of existing buildings. Now, I model the current era, so this is more help to me than it might be somebody who was modeling the 19th century or even, pre-World War II. But if you're modeling existing buildings, I'd suggest you go to either Google Earth or Google Maps and use their Street View function. Here, I'm going to take you to the Fort Worth Intermodal Transportation Center in Fort Worth, Texas. This happens to be a building that I am getting ready to scratch build right now. And so this is kind of a preview of that scratch build that you're going to be seeing on Ron's Trains and Things coming up very soon. Now, here is a map of downtown Fort Worth, and here's the location of the building that I'm interested in. But I want an actual photograph, so I'm going to go to this menu right here, and I'm going to go to Satellite View. And that Satellite View, as it comes up, here you can see the roof of this large sprawling facility that is not only an Amtrak station, but also a bus station and just a complete transportation facility. And as I scroll in, I can then come down here and on the bottom right corner and grab this little icon of this little person and drag him up and drop him in a street, anywhere where there's a blue line. and that's going to take me into the Street View function. And I'm going to get actual photographs of these locations. And here is the Fort Worth Intermodal Transportation Center, or the Amtrak station in Fort Worth, Texas. And you can get great pictures. You can angle them however you want. Obviously, a front-on picture is best if you're going to be modeling a structure. And here's a good front-on picture that could be really helpful as you might want to model this particular structure. If you want other angles, you can just use this arrow and move down the streets. Anywhere where there's a street that the Street View car has driven, you're going to get photographs. And I can turn around now and I can get a picture of the end of the building. A little too far away. Let me get just a little closer. And I can scroll in and re-angle and scroll out and get a view of this building from almost any angle through this Street View function. Here's the other end of the building. Again, I went a little bit too far. Get back up here a little bit closer. And there's the other end of the building there. So I would definitely suggest Google Maps or Google Earth, the Street View function, a great source of reference photos for any building that is close to a road, almost anywhere in America. So I hope those resources will be helpful to you. The real fact of the matter is, the more research you do, the more legwork you do in trying to find as much information as you can about a structure that you want to model, or about a piece of rolling stock or a locomotive that you want to weather, the better off you'll be before you start. So I hope that you'll use those resources and do your research, gather your photos. And in my next modeling segment, I'm going to take a picture very similar to this of this building, and I'm going to show you how to go from the reference photo to get a good detailed set of plans, or how to build a mock-up that will help you in actually building a finished model of a structure like this for your layout. So you'll want to watch for that. In addition to the internet, there are a number of other sources for great reference photos as well, starting with your local library. Use their database and search for the prototype or the area that you want to model, and if they don't have a book with photographs in it, they may be able to acquire one through interlibrary loan. As we've already seen, historical societies are a wealth of information as well, and if they don't have the information you're looking for on the internet, they probably have it in a hard copy. Talk to them, and you may be able to find a way to get photographs on loan, or get copies of photographs that you can purchase to help you in your model building as well. These and many, many other resources can help us find those great reference photos that can be a guide to us to help build the structures, as well as the rolling stock, the locomotives, and model those prototype places that we want to have represented on our layout. Doing a little legwork goes a long way, so don't be afraid to spend some time and find the photos that you need to do the modeling that you want to do. Thanks for watching Ron's Trains and Things today. I hope you found this episode helpful, and I hope that you will tune in again as we begin to look at how we can take those reference photos that we found today and turn them into plans and mock-ups that can help us in our modeling efforts. If you did find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and by all means leave a comment or a question at the bottom of the page. One of my favorite parts of this channel is getting to interact with those who leave comments on my videos, so please let me know what you think. Ask your questions. They'll help me as I make videos in the future. Also, I hope you'll share this video on your social media, Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram, or on Model Railroad forums that you're a part of. Then others can find this video and others like it on Ron's Trains and Things, and they can benefit from them as well. So please feel free to share this where you can. Finally, take a look at the description right down below this video. In that expanded description, you'll find some information about my layout, the Texas, Colorado, and Western, and the Facebook page that I keep dedicated to it. You'll also find links to some of the websites that we talked about in this video today. And of course, you can always support Ron's Trains and Things through my Patreon or PayPal Me accounts, and you'll find that information in the description below as well. Well, that's all for Ron's Trains and Things today, but I hope you'll join me again next Tuesday for another modeling segment as we look at turning those photos into plans, and I look forward to seeing you then.